Makoto.
Makoto.
Listen. However...
Byakuya.
You know, I recently watched the entire anime. They never refer to him by his first name. They always call him Togami.
They've said Byakuya before.
I swear to God, they didn't.
Yeah, he has. Makoto has said Byakuya once.
Okay. That seems like an oversight, because, I mean, the voice actor for Makoto is the same one in the anime. Silence.
You called for me, and so I appear.
I'm guessing that one is you, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'm on
Is
fire!
that one you?
Yes!
One.
My beautiful
Hello,
scissors!
person!
Shout out to the one person that's watching right now.
Well, normally you pop in and share it.
Thanks for the support. Appreciate that. Now that my self-esteem is savaged, shall we continue?
Oh, come on. We're asking because you don't know.
I know, I'm joking.
Okay.
Are we the same size? I think it's a 10.
Oh, I know the 9.
Well, now.
Pretty close.
Thrills, chills, kills!
That's fine.
That's fine.
How strange. Unbelievable. Today, I'm feeling white.
He's feeling like
Stop talking.
Never seen two teenage boys damn what?
Dude, this accent tells this very well.
So much damn fuck.
You die.
Sell popcorn and popcorn accessories.
What?
In the name of my family.
When the inexplicable couples, one by one, the others follow. Dot. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Thank you, Hank Hill, for narrating.
Hey,
You're welcome. I sell narrating and narrating accessories.
Thank you.
however... So...
Are you ready to win? Right?
Oh, I'd love to get my hands around two little bastards that did so much fucking in my tools. Damn, Lady Bird, will you get out of my face?
You're ridiculous.
I can't really do the actual voice with the accent I can do.
It's basically... it's really weird because... It's kind of like a southern accent, a little bit.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
No, I think he got the voice pretty well, too. At least I think so.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Well then, let's begin!
I don't really need to save here. Butterfree!
I'm okay, Dad.
God damn it, like... Thank you.
I'm okay, Dad.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win.
Wow.
And you are all the black.
And of course,
That's my
waiting
first.
for the loser
I
is
don't
the
know you.
super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment.
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me!
Hero is so good.
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it!
But you can catch it. Come on, man. You could. I just want you to make...
Man, I want to be that one person up here.
Me too, actually.
Is it going
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of
Oh
it.
my god.
I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Really sick of them. Coming up and anal probing me and my son.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
No, that's wrong.
Okay,
No!
It's
That's
not just
wrong.
you three. I have evidence too.
I think the Boomhauer had something to do with
What? You too?
oh my god, stop.
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah.
It's called a grocery store, you douchebag! Sorry, it's a douchebag.
It's called the grocery store.
Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it. But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Hero, you have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Yeah, that's totally what the pictures are for.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
I got it! In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hit?
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm glad this is added as evidence in the middle of the fucking trial.
Yeah.
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that.
Now I can remember when you do the Bobby Dole voice, all I can remember is the video Deanna sent earlier. The one where it's Seth Green doing Chris Griffin and saying the Anakin lines from Revenge of the Sith.
Don't let you be everyone. I see you behind the Jedi. I'm not being the dark side.
So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
I'm for peace, freedom, justice, and security.
Your new empire!
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're...
What do you
That
mean?
is a really good voice. Hangman's Gambit. It's amnesia. Got it.
Here's my answer.
Now I understand!
Now I understand.
Let's say that somehow, we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, We all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid! Obviously!
Oh, interview DVD.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of...
I promise you, I haven't lost ever since I got to this school. I remember everything that's happened.
No, it's wrong.
I can't do it.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
I am not that good.
It is that good.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hopes Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, mean
You're white.
I love how I can do the same voices.
I mean all of us, including you.
My name is Whitey Bear. I live in this way. It's just
you lied! I never get any kind of interview.
Squiggles and you turn them sideways. Don't do it right. You can go with a straight line the other way.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself.
You don't get it. That's the good and the other side.
The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
Very nice boobs.
So, Whitey, what size shoes do you wear?
Men's 11 left foot, children's 9 right.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
We had a men's 11 left foot and a children's 9 right foot in the same shoe.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here!
Even some of the Bracklin shoes, they don't want to offer me the same shoe product in a different size.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
You can't say that it's not a prank call. That's how they know that it's a prank call.
Something else?
Mike!
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right?
Recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right?
What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me, I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life in this school.
Me, why did you laugh? Happy first night on!
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
Neither am I, but that don't stop me to celebrate the holiday.
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
So, about his sister Ellen. Oh, God.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers?
No, I know how she sounds, but I'm
You don't remember choosing to
I
live
don't
here
really
forever.
consider it.
Or even...
It doesn't matter if I remember or not.
Doesn't mean really. All we do is walk around the house naked, and then everybody says they want to
Even if I
fuck
bought
off.
the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or
Lady,
not,
you really
you can't
shouldn't be
move forward
playing
until you accept it.
Danganronpa. All
Am I
this
right?
is about kids killing kids. And I think one of them stole my wig.
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of
And there
us.
was nothing.
Then, we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
Good morning, everyone.
This is all-
It is now 7 a.m.
Making my
and
head
nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine. Get ready to greet another beautiful day.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, will you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
When you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure? Exactly! You're just making stuff up! There's no way the mastermind is here! The mastermind is probably a million miles away!
That's it.
No, it's wrong! There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
It's like these fucking idiots forgot everything.
I
In the
know.
back of the
It's
data center,
literally like,
I found a
hey,
panel that
we
controls
all have to
Monokuma.
convenient amnesia because these trials need to be like 3 hours long. Because
The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time.
Right here. Okay, everyone knows what happened? Alright.
What happened?
What just happened?
So there can't be any doubt.
Danganronpa in a
The
nutshell.
mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Which one?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm glad you're still here, Lewis.
Me too. I love Lewis. Are we doing Pokemon tomorrow?
Probably not.
Are we doing Pokemon tomorrow?
Give it 30 seconds.
I know. I stream too. I stream
We need to.
too. Good.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
No shit.
Well, it's not me! I blame Makoto!
What? Why me?
Yeah, you remember what happened last time?
Actually, I'm surprised they all don't think that because he went through the punishment and then he came back. I'm surprised they all don't think it's him.
Cuz!
Well, I
it's
mean,
super weird how
also-
you're the only one who survived being executed!
Well, except Purple Bitch. I forget.
Except Purple Bitch. Yes, Purple Bitch.
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he
Good
was
observation,
actually the
buddy.
mastermind himself,
Right
right?
there. Right there, that sentence.
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we
Sure, yeah,
find
it's all
out who
fucking
killed
figured
Mukuro.
out.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk
Almost
about?
28 minutes.
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right? It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know,
You're wrong.
she denied me before I could even say anything.
Even that side of her's a little nuts.
Toku's definitely got
Come on.
issues.
I mean,
If that
you
wasn't
think
apparent.
I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say
that
before you
side
deny
probably wouldn't kill
me.
anybody because of the blood factor, but she's still fucking crazy.
No duh. Make your arguments.
Sableye?
And much?
And what?
Mukuro was the ultimate
What's
soldier.
Pokemon that...
She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
I don't think that's what happened.
You didn't deny me this time, Wise. You made me go all...
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those...
No, that's wrong. No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle.
Oh, God.
The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir,
How did anybody know this? I don't know.
when she entered the school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
Half of it is words relevant, and the other half is incoherent rambling.
The other half of it is
Dangle, like,
Don't be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing.
it's just basically
Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
What's that?
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
because on the emulator on a TV,
But if that's what killed her,
where you miss the tops and the sides.
then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her.
I don't think my narcolepsy will kick in when I'm at least focusing. Like, I'm focusing on this.
So who was it that...
I'm saying after this trial, I'm not going to give you the damn PSV right during the trial.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise? You never saw their face,
It's
right?
never not doing that.
So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusama.
You're wrong.
That's gonna be the
Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
oh shit, which
Maybe
one?
the
One
right
of those two
foot.
you need to scan.
Or perhaps the left foot?
It doesn't matter.
Or
I'll take the
could it
hit.
be the hits?
I'll take the hit.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusama.
No! Wall! There we go. I was right. Good.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, someone else.
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh. No
Yeah,
snappy comeback.
except,
Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Surprise.
Your hands!
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
fucking messed up hand.
Mike?
I don't care! YouTube is not gonna get rid of you because of that.
You don't like bacon hand jobs? I'm sorry, everyone!
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
You're welcome, Mike.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful! On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet, because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
Yeah,
That's true.
they're totally unknown. If you
All
weren't
we know
paying
right
attention
now is
to
she
the
was
very
killed a good
first
while before this
part of
morning.
the game.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
Besides, if it was...
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then, she was being stored somewhere?
Oh my god!
To hide a body here. To just store it so...
Biolab, Jesus Christ.
Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Idiots. They are idiots.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's
Seriously,
right.
all of this
It's actually
would've
set up for
lasted,
use
like,
as a morgue.
Not this much time. If everybody.
Oh, they're free!
Yeah? Sorry. Go on.
So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same
It
time.
wouldn't have lasted this much time. Everybody fucking remembered everything that, happened. Well, they did.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the
All
garden.
that in, game.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden.
Damn fucker.
When I was checking it over again, I noticed something.
Wait a minute. You two look kind of familiar. Are you them two boys that have been fucking off in my tool shed?
I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Settle down, Venus.
Settle down,
Oh, it says biolab.
Yeah, my butt in your, butt.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in.
I scored with both of them.
Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room.
You talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think? Your family.
Oh, look, threats.
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
It's alright. Oh, they're long gone. You kidding me?
I know this is
Because, yeah.
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, Your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Here we go. Not taking your.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! I'm not listening!
Wrong bullet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, alright. I didn't know.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! I'm not listening!
Shit! Fuck!
God damn it.
Oh my god.
What do you want? I'm not listening!
Come on!
This should prove it.
I almost died.
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is... the lights!
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
Oh, the lights.
And as part of
Like the
that,
lights
a giant
on the side of the
refrigerator
wall.
was installed in there.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm sorry.
That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in. And there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
Oh my god.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
And victim number 10.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
Well, if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths. But there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of
Oh my
murderers?
friggin' god! How dense can you fucking be? Everyone here except Kyoko is an idiot.
Yeah. Makoto's borderline there.
I A gun! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious. Because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Not that. Nope. Great.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono?
Oh, wait, maybe it is not.
Junko Enoshima?
Yeah.
Leon Kuwata?
There's a thing behind it.
Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
Get it! Oh. That's what it
Who is this someone? Was it
Junko
Enoshima, Leon, Chihiro, Mondo, Kiyotaki, Fumi, Celestial, or maybe...
No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice! Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima?
No, that's wrong. Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
And the similarities match?
Yes,
Yeah.
and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. A little silence, then I'm... body we found in the
This one
garden.
has a really that's
It
shorter time.
wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Oh, got me. That'll be funny. No, that's wrong.
Oh my god.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
It's not one of those scam ones, is it?
I don't think it is. Maybe her body.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Shoot!
Don't die.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Hey, do you remember the answer to this?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
No, that's the answer.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Not me. Oh wait, scanning, not me, bro. No.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
Shoot!
If you die, it's still gonna let you die.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, never mind.
Is this really the end?
Yes!
I refuse to give up yet!
Fuck you, game! You think I'm giving up? It's some bullshit, you know it.
You just get a bad rating for that part.
Doesn't look like it. I've literally gotten A's in every single one of
The
these.
body
even though
we
you've done
found in the garden.
one or two cards.
Yeah.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Scan that one, scan that
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monica?
That was like a motorcycle.
Why have a failed system if you can just retry it? That is very true.
The
Fuck,
body we
that is
found in the garden.
so goddamn true.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Not that!
Shoot!
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
No, it hit the...
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
I'm glad you've been paying attention, Lewis, because yes, the first girl is the mastermind. Yes. I'm glad you've been paying attention. I mean, it's the second, but... Yeah.
Throw that in there, Lewis. You technically never met her.
Yeah, you technically never... Here, I'll just give it away, because... Okay.
Shoot wasn't Mukuro at Mukuro Uchisawa's profile. Oh, shoot wasn't Mukuro with Mukuro Uchisawa's profile. Okay.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
No, that's wrong.
I'm an idiot.
No, the body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
Oh, okay. I mean...
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32.
Yes. Yeah. Especially with... that's about 5'6".
That's about the size of Allison.
With her vitals being 31, 21, 32, yeah, that's a very thin waist.
I actually kind of say that because Allison says she's 115 pounds. She is 5'6", and she always bragged about how her boobs weight.
Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
Oh.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
Well, if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then...
Oh my god,
who's
you're an
actually
idiot,
still
Coco.
alive?
Select someone. I don't know, guys. Is it one of these?
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
Yeah?
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
Yeah, except Junko Hanashima did not have freckles on her face.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
She was dead. There's no...
So...
It must be...
Then you're withdrawing your...
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
No! Of course not! There's no way I'd give up that easy!
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I know. We just explained that Junko that died at the very beginning of the game was Mukuro. We just fucking explained it. And they're like, they're not the same.
They can't think back what they saw.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
True.
The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
Oh my fucking god! Are you kidding me?
Okay, maybe Makoto also is an idiot.
We just did this!
Hangman's Gambit. Replace? Yeah, replace.
I was gonna say it's an E or an A, so it's an E.
Yeah, it is replaced.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. Replaced. Da-da-da-da-da.
Now I understand. That's it.
First.
What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusama.
Oh my god!
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Out for so long!
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything
I'm
matched
gonna step
Mukuro's
on
profile,
Monokuma.
right?
I know spikes are coming. Mukuro out of nowhere.
I don't know anything about this switching places thing,
Add
but
to it. I can't do it.
that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah. You're saying they switched? When could they even have done it?
Man. My balls are big. Don't
Right when
discount
she
him.
was
He's
about to
accurate
die?
40% of the
Like
time.
she used some kind of ninja replacement
40%
technique?
of the time.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that, so maybe the whole idea is wrong.
Shit.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met
Was Mukuro.
is actually Mukuro all along?
Yes! Fucking idiot!
We'd already met her?
I had, like, a normal conversation with her.
God damn, you motherfuckers.
I had like a normal conversation with her.
Motherfuckers don't see the forest and the trees.
My brain
When we
is in my
first met,
boobs.
none of
That
us
is-
knew who
that is
anyone else
accurate.
was.
For her character, that is completely accurate.
So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko.
Yeah, you can tell.
Tell her by the eyes. That's why throughout the whole game,
The eyes and the
whenever they
freckles.
show Junko about to sit down to talk in the video, or when they're about to show Junko anything at all, they cut it.
They cut it, and all the picture. Spoiler: all the pictures have Junko's face blurred out
For being
or turned around. Or turned around.
for being twins, they really don't look alike.
And we never would have known the difference.
They are.
That's they're twins, but
They're not. They're not identical twins. They're
would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Yeah, different ends.
But they have,
Yeah,
they
they're-
have little things that you have.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro, so I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup in the very beginning?
That's right. It was right from the start, kid.
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure, making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
They went through the fact that...
Fucking ultimate soldier!
Yes. Swear to God. This is...
They said they were both the ultimate despair because they both wanted it. She came in under the ultimate soldier identity, and Junko came in as the ultimate fashion model or whatever.
Who lets a student called the ultimate despair?
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
Her sister, Mukuro, was the ultimate soldier, and when you met Junko, they called her the ultimate what? That's what they were. But they're both the ultimate despair sisters. That was what their ultimate technically really was, but they didn't know that until it was too late.
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien constant.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
It's definitely not that. Oh yeah, it is the pictures.
Shoot!
The first time was during our latest investigation. Which is...
I got it!
He cut it
While I
off.
was in the AV room, watching
He
the
cut it off
DVD
and
of our
destroyed
interviews with the
DVD
headmaster.
before he could get the Junko. And then the photo. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
you made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
Oh, I gotta do this again. Hope I don't fuck this up.
What do you want? What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up! That's impossible! That's impossible!
This should prove it.
Yeah. Didn't have to waste any life on that one. Yeah.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we got. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu.
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything, right now!
Closing. Alright. Fuck.
I hate those.
It's time to fuck everything up.
First picture is Junko and...
Her sister. Right, and then she gets impaled. It's really her. That's, and... Oh, pull out that. Sorry. God damn it, Mike! Fuck you! Fuck you, dude! Why do you show me these things?
Taking your body out.
Yeah, that's the second one. But then she comes in. And then she runs off. Takes off the mask. That's right.
Yeah.
Find the body next. And then she would try to take off the mask, but there was a bomb under it, so...
Here's exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusawa. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a mold until Junko decided to put her body to use.
Dun, dun,
Junko
dun.
dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside. So she put on a mask and then attacked him. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place.
Well, that's probably sketchy. Dun dun dun.
Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity.
This one seemed pretty obvious. Some of the other ones
She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko and Oshima. That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
Of course there is. There always is. You still aren't keeping your word.
It's still have the same skull structure.
We have been waiting. waiting so very long
And,
for peasants like you to appear.
Their eyes are not the same.
Do you remember the
Mukuro's eyes are like white. Her eyes are
the
like.
very, very beginning where he looked at her for a second and then she was like, sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but you don't look like your picture. And she goes, oh, you know, there's a lot of photoshopping that happens. Like, she immediately writes it off.
There's a lot of makeup and photos.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, alterations and stuff. And that's why they said you don't look like it. So now they're gonna say, like, wow, she looks just like her pictures.
Honestly, the only difference for me is, well, Junko, or I guess Mukuro, had a bow in her hair. She has
The Monakumas.
Well,
Oh yeah.
When she first got introduced to the game, I did not like her voice in real life, but
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world! We've even drawn up the deed already! We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking!
yes, posh accent.
Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
I wonder what would happen if you hit OK. What would happen?
Game over because you're siding with the enemy.
I want to know what it would say.
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an
That should be
audience.
an episode of Dude,
Even
What
I'm
Would
not
Happen?
sure what kind of role I'm supposed to
Dude, what would
play.
happen?
Dude, what would happen if we chose OK on Danganronpa?
Nobody's gonna know that!
Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face!
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
Are chihuahuas cute?
No.
Damn. Are chihuahuas cute? Yeah,
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
oh, I wonder where you've seen her face before.
Even if you choose yes, she'll say she was having movie makes zero difference. But you can go back to chapter. But you can go back to chapter select and restart trial 5 to get the alternate ending.
I got it!
There's an alternate ending.
That's
if you
right.
go, okay.
It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine
I mean, it
cover.
would still make you restart, but you do a different ending.
What ending would that be? Where everything's like gone to hell?
And you were on it.
Triple chocolate! Beautiful.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. but there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista.
Oh, okay. Oh, so everybody blames Kyoko then? There's no fucking point. Oh yeah, I forgot. They get like fucking scared at the end, and you have to inspire hope.
Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins.
Twins!
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima!
Beautiful.
And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the ultimate despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means...
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties.
Dude! Show me. Show me, Mike. Dude! It's not bored.
I'll show you the rest of the video later. You gotta see this part.
Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family. Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life.
Of course. That was on the board of the last thing. Where Makoto got blamed. That was on the board.
I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem.
So this is like the bad ending?
She had what I call the three atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
What? What? What the fuck? Isn't that great though? She's a whore. Great.
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest
And
of
no,
society.
Lewis, it's because she's crazy. That's why she has like all these like split personalities.
Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, Her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her. To meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know?
Yeah, she's crazy, so she has like 5 different split personalities and voices that she just like switches between.
Yeah, we're halfway through. We're an hour and a half now.
If I planned everything out and you just so I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make the little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspected.
Like, we already know that she killed. She's the murderer.
When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? And then you have to inspire hope in the rest of them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the ultimatum of if everyone...
Actually, the trial is about why they're in the school. You have to guess why they're in the school. She knows everything.
Of course
you
she does.
figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad?
I like her like different personalities.
Like I said, when she first jumped on the screen and started talking in that royal voice, I was like, oh, I hate that. When she started doing this, I was like, I love her.
That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own 2 hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair.
You have to watch,
After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else.
I'm actually gonna get that soon.
I have to get it.
She must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I still want to get the game. I bought the first and second game at the same time.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Actually, it does.
I'm still gonna buy it.
But then again, I don't think the third one links in with anything other than the fact that it's
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this This is a whole nother level of nuts!
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak. So, I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
It's been a long time since I've had
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow! You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer! So how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start floating!
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then we'll have our victory!
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken? And those... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
Don't dare! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Shoot!
motives?
I got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us to kill each other,
I still
right?
want a Monokuma onesie. And the Monokuma stuffed animal.
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners.
Well, everything has been...
I appreciate it.
So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
She sees you, Lewis.
She sees you.
She wants your D.
I want your D.
Why do you do this, Spike?
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered,
Give
what
me
was
the
the theme of the
phallus!
motive I presented?
1, 2, 3. Come on, guys. What's the drama? 1, 2, 3. Get to the chopper! Thank you.
Get to the chopper. Give the DVDs.
You know, I didn't really ever look at the detail of this doll. But she's lifting her skirt and revealing that
I
she's
got it!
she holds her,
The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human
Did you actually look up
connections.
the prices of those to see if they were the rarest ones you got?
Well, they are, because they're not on the box.
Yeah, they're not in the box.
Don't you dare drop that!
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important
They'll
relationships.
destroy you if you have to buy another one.
For example, your family. For example, your friends. I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
The reason was because
he felt weak and that what's his her face was too strong.
His or her face?
Yeah.
It's a guy.
His her face. He's trans.
It's a guy.
He's trans. It's 2017, Taylor. He sexually identifies as a girl.
I sexually identify as an attack helicopter. Will you respect my gender?
No.
Cis scum.
Relax. Okay, on to the next question.
It's like poetry.
So, what was the motive for the third
Because
murder?
the girl was stronger than him and he didn't like that. That's why he showed it. Not to protect his secret.
It was...
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
That bad ending. I sent it to him.
God damn it, Mike.
He asked me to.
That was blackmail. No, it wasn't blackmail. Wait! I mean, yeah, it was blackmail, but...
Shoot!
Yeah. If you get the entire set, this one,
Shoot!
the other one don't exist. They're the two secret ones you can get.
Damn, Taylor!
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see,
I'm gonna be a pain in the
once
side
I
for a
revealed Sakura's betrayal,
Taylor was
that
nice
led
enough to get
everything
me
that came afterwards.
these little blind figures, but these happen to be the only two secret ones from the set that you can't really find, and you just happen to get them. Out of luck.
Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly.
I'm only lucky when it
painfully
comes to
delightful.
getting gifts for other people.
You know, it's funny, I could just do this if I got all of them. Put them all around.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I just... Holy shit.
But I need all of them to complete that. I would get the set.
Shit.
Because you could buy the set. If
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Second set, so I'd have two of her.
Relationships, secrets, money, betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
Set 65.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world.
There are,
Take her away.
those aren't the only motives that exist in this
Are they
world.
rounded like
In
the
fact,
front?
There are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth.
So that there's 16. Or I guess 17 now. I mean, unless Toko and Genocide Jill are two different ones.
Genocider show.
Well, she is because what's her name?
Toko Fukao?
Yeah, Toko's in the second set. The first set that you get has Monokuma, it has Makoto, it has oh my god, I gotta remember all their names.
Sayaka?
Yeah, Sayaka, red haired guy.
Leon.
Donut girl.
Asahina.
Sakura. Sorry, something.
No, I'm not gonna be able to do a Leon cosplay anymore.
They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world.
Yasuhiro?
This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories. What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories.
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Mike.
Is the suspense killing you?
Mike. She's a bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah, but she has to fucking say that shit like 6 times, saying the same thing differently. God damn it.
You're screaming at a bunch of ones and zeros.
Turn your god dang fucking face.
Dangerous.
You gotta say,
The
I'm
world
gonna
has
kick your
grown
ass.
so very dangerous. That's
There we
what this
go.
means.
So the whole thing is about.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
From a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it. That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you.
You should probably... Your brownie bites?
I'm spelling it.
If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial. Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
No! What's wrong?
Actually, she might remember.
$33 just from a fucking random chance?
Yeah.
Incredible. Now what about Jinko? You mean Genocide Jill?
Who might remember?
The other token, Genocide Jack. The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places? No! Absolutely not! That'd be like forfeiting my entire identity!
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Da-da-da-da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer! Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I know.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you!
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye, aye! Roger, you got it, Captain!
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
It was $60. I thought she was gonna be like this tall. When she showed up, I was like, holy crap.
A tragedy?
Probably not. It's probably a lot more now.
Oh no!
I can't believe you gotta figure this out.
Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening. But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
There we go.
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it.
Jenna said Jill should remember everybody from school.
I guess you could say what happened was man-made.
Yeah, but
She
she
said
could.
she controlled herself up until now.
But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster.
That's true.
Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did.
They
And
promised
that's
to
that.
live in school.
Yeah, they promised to live in school.
They promised to live in school. Junko killed the headmaster, hijacked everything, and then put them in this whole class trial situation while erasing their memories, not remembering that she has a split personality.
Remember that she had a split personality, but she would have had to have came out during school time.
That's all there is to it?
To know
Come
that
on!
happened.
There wasn't a single concrete
So remember all
description
those
in there!
murders?
Yeah.
What time do you think those happened?
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Morose saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
Miss Morose.
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die!
The tragedy!
Tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
But how can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Togami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
Correct! Well done, peasant!
Beautiful. It gave me one choice, but 3 times.
But I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Togami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment?
Ridiculous.
You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
I think they meant... Do you think they meant progeny instead of progeny? What is progeny even mean?
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
Hold on! That doesn't make any sense!
I guess, but like... being a prodigy would be more suited to his character. Because, like, nobody else knew. Like, there was files written in French. Nobody else knew French.
I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
Right?
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago...
Oh, okay.
Then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Okay.
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God.
So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we...
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
They've been here for 2 years, but the tragedy happened 1 year ago.
Yeah, but they
Not their entire past.
Well, yeah, their entire life being at Hope's Peak. That's why they didn't recognize
I got it!
Well, you were right.
If we accept that what you say is true,
Glad you're right here, because I would be an idiot and I would have gotten hit for that.
then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
Well done, peasant. I am technically a peasant.
We're all technically peasants.
Yes, we are.
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
Are you consequently 2 years older than you actually are then?
Yeah, I mean, they should kind of notice that. Since they were teenagers.
There we go.
You look the same since you did in high school.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, if 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Nothing.
Everyone's so conflicted.
Yeah, it is nothing. Because the pocketbook is what Joker is.
3 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
No, that's wrong! No, that's wrong!
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at.
No! No, that's wrong!
This notebook right here.
That's creepy as fuck, I'm sorry.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wizza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
Yeah, you don't remember the last 2 years!
It looks like you actually did attend class here. at
We
Hope's
just
Peak.
went over that!
But somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on?
This game has been having a fucking blast.
How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Okay. Yeah. And actually, technically what the events that, like, show it is in the 3rd anime. Of all things. It's not even in the 3rd game.
So, if you want,
Actually, never mind.
I'll explain it without giving anything away.
Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
They started the whole thing, but it wasn't them doing it all by themselves. They are very into
Okay! Basically, they created the cult of Junko and Hiroshima, and then all these students, like, started killing each other.
How did that leave the school, though?
They left the school and went to create havoc everywhere, and then they also started
They started a cult of...
What are you talking about?
Basically a cult of despair, which caused... Which I don't even know how, like, just... Basically the school tried to cover it up, but the government found out about it, and the government lost faith in the school's ability to
In a way,
create
I'm
these
jealous of all of you.
project type kids, and basically the whole society collapsed under their cult.
Okay.
To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair?
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Thanks, Lewis. I'm still glad you're here.
Figure out
honestly.
where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Can you just play the game so we can end this already? Mole? No, that's when fuck. I screwed that up.
I think he cares right now.
I got it!
He's almost won.
The moment I lost my memory,
Yeah, it's 20 to 1.
can't think of any time other than
Pretty sure he
that
cares.
day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall,
These are amazing. Joe in the middle. Dude, these are awesome. That's the best part. That's the best part, dude.
when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey! 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind. Let's go back in time 2 years, okay? Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that,
an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it, and now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once! So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! I said it twice!
Now,
Thank you.
someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise, to say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake.
Aurora, down. Trying to play the game.
It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That's an hour and a half!
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it. You let us live
So we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school deathmatch. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why I...
Well, why don't you tell me?
Another one of these.
Hijack.
Now I understand.
Would you like to solve
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves, aren't you?
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another.
No, Laura, no.
Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious?
But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take?
Yeah.
You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other? For nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful. We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against lost it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself, so I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth!
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
Not exactly like Schrodinger's cat, but it's close enough.
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all goners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you, for the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them!
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
I know you're crazy, but don't be internally inconsistent.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
It's all true because I've never murdered anyone in my life. Technically, he's the one that put them in those traps to kill themselves.
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple! You stole our memories, invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner! It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
Thank you.
We don't need to.
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this'll be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
Of course you did.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this!
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
That's the alternate ending we're seeing.
No, actually.
You mean
The
we
ultimate
just...
ending is where Makoto was supposed to die. None of this would have happened.
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me. And make your way to the outside world.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down!
It's obvious.
Makoto, you're up!
Surprise.
Me? Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear.
Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No! That's not it!
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Now I have to convince them. Well, really, I only have to convince 3 of them.
Guys?
Because Toga is gonna do whatever Byakuya is gonna do.
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Why would you need to convince her?
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end.
And your stupid life!
Now comes the hard parts.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab. If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting. So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Oh, I don't have it. You have to do hers last. That's, I get it. Oh shit, you die if you miss everything. You gotta do this locker book. Are you talking about heroes? Yeah.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Oh my god, I am a fucking idiot!
Oh.
By the way, the only reason is thanks to the air.
God damn
If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all of you will have to go into the world outside. So, will you
Or at
just
least
die?
I think that's it. That seems like the logical thing.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Don't lose hope now!
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me. So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
That's clever.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Don't lose hope now!
I've been thinking about all this, and I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say, which is why yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
I don't think it does.
You have to do it in the
By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Don't lose hope now!
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way,
the only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Say whatever you want. I've made my decision.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will...
I can keep on living!
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
And that's the picture of the end.
Don't lose hope now!
Yeah, I know it. Thank you, Liz.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you?
Huh?
Ridiculous.
No, I think you're supposed to remind her of your father.
It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die,
that would be the end. By the way, The only reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want if I die. In other words, the communal life you've all... I can keep on living! All of you will have to go into the world outside.
I already said I would claim the mess.
So, will you just die?
Don't lose hope now!
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope. What do you think?
What the... What the hell are you?
The ultimate hope.
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
Yep, it's time to play DDR again.
You suck! What do you want? So uncool! You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair!
You suck! What do you want? So uncool!
You're unbearable!
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless! Suffer from despair.
Despair into tomorrow.
Hope keeps on going! I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
Still getting A.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good! I'm ready to go!
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing with our own hands.
It looks like you're making an unwanted visitor. Are you prepared for the Irma?
The hell?
The Irma.
How did they not know that she found
What? What? Wait, really?
Is there a comment underneath it by
No,
chance?
nobody commented. Nobody said
Indeed.
I lost?
anything. Pretty sure she's fine, but she's in a wall.
Well, that's just...
What the heck?
Well, that's just... totally the best! So this is despair. And now despair. And now
We gotta go through at least the, you gotta see the death.
Me? I'm not playing.
I'm the one playing.
True despair. Huh?
Anyway,
Totally the best!
Not possible. Don't make me repeat myself.
What do you say at the end of it?
Okay.
You do the accent. Yeah, you do the accent. with its characteristically stereotypical Irish accent. That's what I mean. His accent is a stereotypical Irish accent.
hey,
I know he's
However-
already Irish, but even Irish people don't. Not all Irish people have the generic Irish accent.
No. There's one last thing.
Which are vegetarian? Potatoes are vegetarian.
Buttons.
It's fine.
it can't be.
Stop it! How many times do I have to tell you? Don't get in my way! So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful! Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th, I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
She's crazy. Punishment.
Like she walks off with him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the very beginning. She did.
question.
I don't know why it's giving me an item at the end.
They gave you a hair tie present.
Because you can go back and then on.
Oh, the second playthrough?
And then get everybody's.
Got it. Alright, you can do your check.
It's not technically over
Yeah,
yet.
there's more stuff to it.
I can tell Lewis wants to go to sleep.
Alright. Well, that's it for this week's episode. If you liked it, punch the like button in the face like a boss. And I've been around. Thank you all very much. We'll see all your nudes in the next video.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for sticking around, Lewis. You can go to sleep now.